What's up, everybody? It's Stephen A. Williams, president and founder of the creditrepairshop.com. In my office. No, it has not been designed yet. It will be designed. Gonna have my bookshelf over there. I got my TVs already ready here. I was watching the stock market stuff, but I'm not gonna be watching that right now. Pulled all my money out of the market, put it into properties. But I'll have my TVs there. Be able to watch my employees, on the screen there, make sure that they're working. We're going to talk about some stuff real quick, and it's going to be a good week. I did take a little bit of time off because I had to take care of some personal business. I'm a human just like you. We're going to be doing some whiteboard stuff this week, I promise. We're going to be like really digging deep into what's going on with debt collectors. I started running a new ad online for helping people with debt collectors. We've always ran it, but I never really put a lot of focus on it. And the reason why I wanted to kind of double down on that and started running an ad to bring in more people is that a lot of the issues that people are having with credit, with debt, stems from where they're at dealing with a debt collector. And the debt collectors are getting very, very, very aggressive because they could do virtual court sessions rather than having to hire and have someone come or hire and have someone go to court for them. They could do a virtual hearing. Most people don't show up. We've even had clients that didn't even know how to use the computer, and they have to go down to the courthouse to actually use the computer in the courthouse. It makes it very intimidating for people because it's like, it's like a sterilization of a hearing. Like if you're in a hearing and you can see the person right here, that the plaintiff attorney, you got the judge right there. But when you go on these virtual ones, and I mean, it takes some getting used to, I admit, but it has this sterilization, and sometimes people can feel that they're not being their feeling is not being caught like it would be if they were in person in court. And the debt collectors are winning like gangbusters, and I want to do my part on stopping them. We've been able to have lawsuits dismissed left and right, but there's certain things that you have to be aware of. And I'm going to be talking about that throughout the week. I think this week I'm going to dedicate straight through for dealing with debt collectors. So all of the end cards on all my videos this week should be focused on that. Okay, so I want to talk about something that I believe that my audience, you, needs to hear from me as a way of kind of helping you make it through right now, because I'm getting emails, text from certain people. I see it on Facebook. I see it in the news. I see it in different places where a lot of people are just feeling down. They lost motivation. They have a major fear of losing what they have. And it's like they're not thinking, like they're not using their mind in the proper way. There was a radio show I was listening to last night, and they had a psychologist on there, and she was saying that really the difference between a person who is successful and a person who fails is that person who succeeds believes that they can succeed. Like, it's that thin of a line. And I can tell you, even in my own personal life, when I look back and I'm like, the decision to succeed or fail was like very thin. Like, I could have just thought an idea wasn't going to make it and quit. Or I could have tried one way and then it didn't work and quit. Like, it's that thin. If you just knew all the different things that I've had to do to, number one, build the credit repair company that I have, and then other things that I do in my life where you just don't quit. It would be like you're trying to exercise and you think that everything is going to show when you look at yourself after the exercise. It doesn't work that way. And I believe that that's why people are feeling down. They feel that everything in life has to be like you're going up to a McDonald's or Wendy's or Taco Bell or whatever. I don't want to give too much credit to any place, but fast food. Like you're just gonna go there and it's there in 30 seconds. And life is not like that, but life is in a way like that, because where were you 5 years ago? And how quick do you think 5 years? Like I'm 54 years old, and it's like seems like time has just passed very fast. So it is like that. I can see how the mind can manipulate us to make us think that time does fly. And the way to slow down time is to utilize the time that we have right now. So if you're working on your credit, you're working on getting out of debt, you have to focus on utilizing the time right now and stop worrying about it's going to take me this amount of time to get through this. Because that time is going to pass regardless. That time will pass regardless. So what do you do with today? What do you do with tomorrow? What do you do with the next day? And some of the times it's putting things in place and letting things work its way out, and then looking at the result of that, and then putting it in place again, and then putting it in place again. I talk about one of my clients that took 4 years. His name is Mazen. He's done like a testimonial that was like he was like, "You saved my life." And when I think back to how long it took 4 years to repair his credit, 4 years to resolve his debt issue. This man was over $200,000 in debt with credit card companies, getting divorced, like in shambles, wanted to hold on to his businesses. And it took 4 years. And I remember from day one, like he thought things were going to be resolved like 2 months into it. And I was like, no, you keep going. And I think that one things that when I think about his situation over other individual situations, like what is the little thing that made it different? Like I just spoke about, like the little decision where I could have made decisions one way and quit, and one way and not to quit. Like I'm so happy that I didn't quit. And with Mazen, he made the decision to stick with it. Like stick with it took 4 years to resolve this, and guess what? It's almost 4 years past it. And this man has 8 businesses, 8 restaurants, kept his house, remarried, like financially in very good shape, even though people are struggling right now, because he didn't quit. I wish that I could say, like there was a way that you could come up and order with the credit repair shop. That's me right on there. That you can come up and order, and it was going to be the same solution for you that it is for Mazen or for anyone else, but it's not going to be the same. Everybody's situation is different. There's something different about every situation. And I believe that that's what makes life happen. That's what gives us the feeling that life is different. Like it's not the same old. It gives me something to look at on the paper and say, okay, we need to look at this strategy or that strategy, or that we do have experience for dealing with that. Let's see if we can solve that individual's problem using that strategy. And then it didn't work on that one. Let's rework it and let's look at a different strategy. Let's reach out to the collection agency. Let's reach out to the original creditor. Let's look at the different options that are available. That's what we call work. That's what we call putting in that hard work and grinding. And that's what we have to do here. And that's what you're going to have to do to solve your problems with credit and debt. Also, don't have a fear of loss. Like if you're trying to accomplish something, you can't think about what you're going to lose to try to accomplish it. If you're trying to repair your credit and get out of debt, you can't worry about what am I going to have to spend if it's with settlements, if it's with sending out stuff, documents, the time that you lose, the money that you lose on dealing with that. You can't worry about that. That's what I call the the trapeze artist that fails. The trapeze artist can't make it to the other side without letting go and having faith in between when they take their hand off and go to the other one. They will never make it to the other side if they think all the time that I got to keep holding on to the other side. You're just not going to make it. And you're not going to be fully free as an individual if you keep worrying about having a safety net underneath you. You have to go for it. Now, not to say that, having cushion and savings for a rainy day and all that stuff isn't important. I'm not talking about like that. What I'm talking about is, regardless of what you have as a safety net, regardless of what you have as backup for you financially or personally, you still have to live your life and you have to go for it. Because if you don't go for it, you're going to catch yourself where you're like a boxer that's out there and you get knocked out because you wasn't practicing, you wasn't exercising, you wasn't training. You got to keep doing it. These are things that I go through even with business, where we take a punch and we have to get up and we have to start over and do things and reset the business and figure out new ways to present our information to clients because there's competition. This is with everything in life. So don't think that it's easier for me because I'm at this position. No, I still have to fight through it. I have to tell myself every morning, get up and motivate myself, because everything starts here. Remember what I told you, what I teach my grandchildren, everything starts in the mind. If you don't be reactive from the outside, and you know that you control everything that happens to a certain extent, but you put everything forward from your mind, your thinking. I'm whatever you want to be, you are. It starts in the mind, your thought process, your motivation, how much money you want to have, what way you want to be successful, how you want to be as a parent. All of that starts from the inside and it goes outside. People learn how to treat you by how you treat yourself. So one exercise, I saw something on TikTok the other day that I want to share with you. This was an excellent example of how we think. They said it was from Albert Einstein, and he did this exercise, and he was writing on a chalkboard, 1 plus 1 equals 2, 1 plus 2 equals 3, 1 plus 3 equals 4, 1 plus 4 equals 5, and he went all the way down, and then when he got to 1 plus 9, he put 11. And what do you think? Everybody jumped up and said, you were wrong with that one. And I was thinking to myself, that is a great analogy. That is a great example of how people lead their life, because he said that I was right 9 times out of 10. I was right 90% of the time, but you focused on the one mistake. And that's what makes you have problems with being successful, because you are afraid to make one mistake. You are afraid to do anything because you are so focused on, if you make one mistake, you judge your own self and your ability off of that one mistake. I don't do that. I think that was something that maybe I was lucky in my personality. I've always been a risk taker. I've always been okay with going through embarrassment. But I must admit that I did have to build myself up psychologically. And I use hypnosis to do that, where I just told myself over and over. I listened to, back then it was listening to cassette tapes over and over. I remember 14, 15 years old, listening to those tapes over and over, building my self-esteem to where no one could say anything to me. Like, it doesn't matter. I know myself. Do you know yourself? If you can't allow a person to make one mistake, and then fix the mistake and move on from the mistake, you got a lot of things that you got to work on internally before anyone could really help you. I mean, I have to say it. I have to say it because I want to say it. I have to say it because I see people doing the same thing over and over again. And it's because they have not learned that stuff starts on the inside. And when I think about the difference between myself, Mazen, clients that are successful, clients that have failed, it's that one little thing. It's like, don't be afraid of failure, and don't be afraid of success, because there is a fear of success, because when people are successful, they have to live up to a certain standard. And some people don't even allow themselves to be successful because they don't want to live up to that standard. You see that a lot in life. So those little things, I've even seen where a husband and wife, where the wife, everything was done, or the husband, everything was done, and the wife was failing, and they got the same issues. Why? It's the attitude. There's very little difference in people, but that little difference that makes a big difference is your attitude. All right, I'm going to end it here. We're going to be on the whiteboard this week. Make sure that you watch the videos. If you need help with your credit, please visit us at thecreditrepairshop.com. Watch video that what makes us different, so you can see my 8-point validation process, my 2-phase settlement process. Also, if you're watching from TikTok, go to my YouTube channel, The Credit Repair Shop. You'll see my face. You'll know that it's me. There are some impersonators that are out there that is not me. Also, when I reply to comments on YouTube, it'll have The Credit Repair Shop in black with a circle. I am not on any of these other channels telling you to go there or send me a Gmail. No, it'll come from my company's email address. If you need your credit reports and scores, go to the website your3scores.com, and we also have a link on below, if you're on the YouTube channel, where you can get your FICO scores, so you can see exactly what the credit card companies see, mortgage companies see, and the car dealers see. And you know, this is the score that they use to approve you for credit. If you have debt collectors coming after you, I have my 3-pack of letters. Grab those. Make a donation, or you get my upgraded pack for $29.95. I made some upgrades on that 3-pack. Can help you stop debt collectors before they get started. We want to stop them before they get you to go to court. These will make them think twice, and even if they take you to court, those documents can actually get them to dismiss it in court, because they're really taking you to court. If you've sent them the letters that I tell you to send, and they take you to court, they just don't believe that you're going to show up to court. That's the only reason why they're doing it. All right. Thank you for your time. It's Stephen A. Williams, president and founder of thecreditrepairshop.com. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you subscribe or follow me on TikTok. Thank you.